we use technology or how we incorporate technology in our education, because this will set the standard of our upcoming generation who today need new resources, 21st century skills that especially has to do with the skills which are required for us to survive in this new knowledge-based society. This is a blog where we talk about technology and education, and these are my posts, my smart plans. Smart plans are for the teachers who are not very techno-savvy, and also for the teachers who can make their own e-content and can blend it along with their traditional classroom teaching. This is a smart lesson plan which I have made, and this is a model plan on cell. You can see it here. I have made certain points, and the things required are very simple. We have just connected projector in the classroom. The students are watching in projector. I'm working on laptop, and my students are all sitting with the laptop. This is the material required. Otherwise, you can do without the projector. Also, just internet connection you need to have. Then we have some teacher activities. This is a very planned way of the teaching in class. We follow Bloom's approach of lesson planning, and I have made there certain changes related to the technology part of it. The objective remains the same. Whatever objective we want to complete in the class, the lesson plan is framed according to that. Then there are certain student activities. As we involve them in traditional class, we involve them online, and there are computer skills which will be credited for the teachers who are not very techno-savvy, and also those who want to develop new skills in relation to make this sort of lesson plan. Now, as we start teaching about lesson plan in the class, it is convenient in traditional way as well as it can be accessed across the globe anywhere, anytime, if you have internet connection with you, along with my blog post. Now, what cell is as a basic building block comes here. I have given the hyperlinks here. You can see it's a website which talks about the building blocks of life. A teacher can go through the content, student can also go through the content and can have interaction in the class. How does a cell look like? What is a cell made up of? Why cell is known as the building block, and how the cell were discovered for the first time, as innovative as they can be in the class. We go back to the next point. I'll just show you a little of the plan, how we do in the class and how we'll do it in future, to encourage you to do this sort of planning which I have named as smart lesson plan. Then we talk about the size of cell size and scale we need to present here to the students, and for this I use animation. My plan works especially on the web-based resources, and here I will give my students idea how big the cell is. The objective is that I inculcate appreciation in my students for the cell, that how important the cell is in our body, why the cleanliness is important in the body. Here I magnify the 2mm pinhead, and you will see that how small the pen can be. I magnify, you see a hair, magnify dust mite, you go on magnifying, you will have a glimpse of rather bead pollen, lymphocyte, red blood cells, Baker's yeast, E. coli, staphylococcus, Ebola virus, rhinovirus. Isn't this amazing? This is how you can see that how small the cell can be. Why we cannot see cell? Cell is very small, and how wonderful cell is that our body is made up of such cells. Though the cell is so small, cell is made up of very important components, organelles. We will study about that later on. Now let us see. I just skipped the video. It's a wonderful video. Later on you can visit my blog and can have a look of how my plan works. Then we come to the type of cells. Plant and animal cell being the interactive. This is a very important in animal cell that makes them two different entities. Now, let me show you the plant cell here. Can you see a plant cell? This is a plant cell and this is the animal cell. Can you find out the basic differences between animal cell and a plant cell? Can you relate the differences? Now, here in plant cell, we see some structures like chloroplast. Okay? In animal cell, do we have these structures? Do we have chloroplast? Can you find out chloroplast somewhere? So this is the basic difference between the two, that the chloroplast is not there. And if you try to find out chloroplast in animal cell, you see that the chloroplast is missing in the cell, right? So this is the difference. Now mitochondria. This will show you what is mitochondria, how many things are there present, and what does this organelle do in the body. You can start with the major component nucleus. In animal cell, it's here, nucleus, and in plant cell, it's here, nucleus. You can also